Hi, my name's Aaron and today I'll be talking about the Fishman Aura VT Enhance that ships with Martin guitars. So currently there are two options for a Martin electroacoustic when bought from the factory. You can either have a pre-installed LR Baggs Anthem system or a proprietary system from Fishman, which is the VT Enhance or the Matrix Enhance. Now the Matrix Enhance is the same but doesn't have their Aura technology applied to it. This system in here is the Aura version. So today we'll be focusing on the Aura version. Now currently there's three ways to amplify an acoustic guitar. You can use a microphone in front of the guitar, which you'll always use for recording. But live, when you're playing out live, having a microphone here, it means you cannot move. It also means it may pick up ambient noise and it may have the risk of feedback. Now, that's not to say you can't do this. A lot of people use microphones when they perform. I would say mainly in folk clubs, sitting down and playing. That's a great option. It always sounds wonderful. But the thing is, when you're playing on the stage and moving around, it's great to have a pickup that's in the guitar so you can move around freely. Now, some pickups do have a microphone inside the guitar. This does add a sense of realism and allows you to pick up some sounds of the guitar if you want to do some body tapping and looping. It also picks up everything else. I was playing a show with one of those systems and the bartender dropped a glass, and it was so funny because I was looping at the time and it recorded it and it was in the loop. It was like shh, shh, and it was in time. And I loved it. I made a recording of it. I want to keep it. I'll see if I can find it, but it was funny. It was cool. But what you don't want is to play a quiet loop and then play it back and you hear all this noise going. Well, I don't want that. I want a clean sound, right? So this system is an undersaddle pickup. It's the Fishman Matrix, which has been around a long time, and it has just some of their Aura technology applied. So there's an N-pin preamp jack that has the circuit board with this like microchip on it that stores this image, this pre-assigned image. I'm not sure exactly what it does, but basically it makes the undersaddle sound nicer, like more like a mic, but still keeping the attack and power of an undersaddle, okay? Because if you apply 100% image to an undersaddle, the danger is it can get soft and have no kind of power or presence. So it's a nice compromise they have there. And the second part to this system, which is very new for Fishman, is a soundboard transducer, which is underneath here, okay? And this is primarily designed to pick up the body sounds. I think Fishman found in this day and age with artists like Ed Sheeran and performers using loop pedals, a lot now, a lot of guys are. I think they found that people want to tap. And you can do that with just an undersaddle. I think Ed Sheeran does, but it sounds a lot better when you've got the transducer. So this is a really interesting system, an undersaddle pickup with Aura applied and a bridge plate transducer. For me, it's the best of both worlds. You get the power of the undersaddle, low feedback, but also a way to play the body of the guitar without picking up every little detail from like a microphone would. It's really nice. Right, now let's talk about the controls inside. This one here is a master volume. So I usually keep that on max, but it's great to have a master volume in your guitar because if you're performing and you're a little too loud and you haven't got a sound engineer, then you can just back it off a touch. And you haven't got to reach down anywhere and change anything. It sounds silly, but it's useful. Now the next control will shape the mids, and Fishman do have in their user guide ideas of how to use that in like the first, middle and end position. It's a wheel, but I like to put it on full so far. I like that scooped sound. So I've got a scooped undersaddle sound. I like that, it's nice, especially in this guitar. Obviously the guitar the system is in will vary, and every model of Martin has a different image applied. That's worth remembering as well. So onto the enhance wheel. The manual says, again, I'll give you those details, a little goes a long way. I was thinking I just want to touch that. Now the only problem with that is I don't get enough of my body tapping because I do like to do some looping. So I've actually been running, when I play live, I've been running this at maximum. so I get all that body response. And I also find this isn't just for tapping. This also makes the guitar come alive. Like, instead of feeling like everything is coming from the saddle, suddenly you feel like the whole guitar is alive when you're playing. It's a really nice feeling. So I've basically, at most of my gigs so far, been running everything flat out because I like to run things at 10, you know, I'm a rock and roller. Now, of course, when you get a system like this, you have to experiment with it. You have to experiment with your amp or your PA, your guitar, your strings, your style of music. But I'll give you, I want to give you my experience so far from playing like Beatles covers, singer-songwriter stuff. I like to max it out and just go straight. Of course, you could also plug into a mixer or EQ pedal and use EQ on that to further shape the sound. It's a really great sound to start with. I haven't found that necessary, but if there is a frequency that's bothering you or you want to cut even more mids, you can do that. But why I love this system is you can just plug it into any system and it sounds great, and you've got enough control here to make changes to the sound, but it still keeps it very simple. You might think about the tone control as your treble and bass, and the enhance is like your mid control. That's a nice way to think about it, because the enhance does add volume and mids, more presence, mids, like you might say harshness, but not in a bad way. Okay, so I'm running everything maximum, and for my video I'm going to run everything maximum and just back the enhance off one very slightly. The other great thing about a built-in system is that it has a battery. Now this is also could be a negative for you because batteries fail, right? But the great thing about a built-in system is that the access to the battery is so simple. You just pull that clip there and it just falls out. And when you put it back in, the great thing with the Fishman system is it doesn't matter which way around you put it. That's really cool. So I can just grab a battery, throw it in, and I'm ready to play again. It's also cool because there's an LED inside. If you do have low battery, then you'll see that the light comes on and then you should change it as soon as possible. I think the battery life is rated at 25 hours for an alkaline and around 50 hours for a lithium battery. And I highly suggest you use these lithium batteries. I like the Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the silver one. It is a larger battery than what comes with the guitar, but it still fits. That's great. Any 9-volt battery will fit in the guitar. Of course, the lithium is slightly more expensive, possibly even twice as expensive, but you get twice as much battery life. So personally, I'd rather have that reassurance of battery life, and 50 hours is good. Okay, it's not as good as some systems, but when you consider what this system is doing with the processing and everything, it's reasonable, it's good, it's very good. So my tip for this system is to use the 9-volt lithium battery and always keep 2 spares in your guitar. Keep 1 spare battery in your guitar case, 1 spare battery in your gig bag. Keep 2 or cable case. I mean, even keep 3. You know, don't go to a gig without a battery, because I have played a show and had to ask one of the audience members to go and buy me a battery. So please don't do that. Okay, so let me show you a picture of what this system looks like inside the guitar. Okay, here you can see the different parts I mentioned inside the guitar. Cables are secured well. I've had no problems with rattling or anything. And the guitar sounds great acoustically. It doesn't impact the sound of the guitar acoustically. It does add a touch more weight, so bear that in mind, but it's very minimal. You only really notice the weight if you compared 2 guitars of the same model, one without the pickup and one with the pickup. Then you will feel the difference, but for the convenience this offers you, it's worth it in my opinion. Okay, now let's go to a demo and I'll show you what it sounds like. that the two sounds are different. I mean, a microphone, and I'm using a high-end microphone, much like Fishman would have used when they recorded the Aura image for the guitar. But an actual Neumann microphone in front of the guitar will always sound different to something inside. Maybe one day it will not, but then even if it did sound the same, do you want that sound at a gig? I would say no. I'd say at a gig you want a more focused, punchy sound. And that's why this system is exciting, because it's a combination that I don't think anyone else is using. An undersaddle and a soundboard transducer. That's kind of the best of both worlds, with Aura applied and the ability to tweak it on the guitar with the active preamp, so you haven't got to worry about what you plug into. You can just plug and play. That's a very powerful system. But I did want to show you how the system records directly. I think it's very important to hear that. But I really want to show you how it sounds live, and I think you'll be really impressed. I used it in my Bose S1 video. If you haven't seen that, please check it out. And a lot of people have commented on how great that sounded, which made me very happy. But now check out a clip. I recorded this at a gig just with the iPhone camera, and I just turned my speaker to face the phone, and I just played a few chords before for sound check. And I want you to hear how it sounds. Let me know in the comments what you think, and also look out for my other videos on the aftermarket pickup. I already have one on the James May pickup. Check that one out. It's a great system. In fact, that is my favorite aftermarket system, with a tone Dexter preamp. And then my favorite built-in system is this one. So if you're buying a guitar without a pickup, check out that video and look out for more videos on that. And if you want to buy a guitar with everything in it, or if you just find one of these guitars and you like the guitar, then buy it knowing that the system is really great. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
I'm